welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another edition, another event here, our second broadcast of the day. Welcome to the PiG Sty Festival number 5, Qualifier number 2. I'm, of course, ShoWTimE VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, and by my plushies as well. Whew. Welcome one and all to the second qualifier of the day. Shout out to PiG, of course. PiG is and has announced a brand new tournament, the PiG Sty Festival number 5. It is massive, it is huge, it is crowdfunded by the community as well. So if you want to take part, you can do so. I believe they do have a Matcherino. I believe they have a crowdfunding initiative for the event, so do consider checking it out. It's going to be amazing, going to be beautiful, and we actually held the first qualifier earlier today. In a sense, it was actually the biggest store Monday, which also coincided with giving a qualification spot as well. Cure did qualify, and now we are here to determine the second player to also qualify for the festival. Let's go. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have our red Zerg player from the land of Sweden. It is sort of. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the yellow Terran player, the Korean Terran. It is employment. Less can sort of beat employment. No, you never can. Let's go, Bobby, let's go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is going to be Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. As a reminder, this is a round of this is a best of three series, best of 3 map. Oh, as I try to fix some things up. Gee, that's so bright. Oh my god. Un momento. Close enough. As we do settle in and we do calm things down. First things first, pool first. It was a pool first opener out of sort of. Does fan out with 6 lings across the map towards the edge, and we'll see if he can get some damage done. The goal here is to avoid the initial scouting SCV. By the way, no SCV scout out of employment. Likewise, no Reaper yet. The Reaper is now moving out. As the Reaper moves out, the lings, they can move in. Sort of does avoid the initial Reaper. Overlord does confirm. And sort of his goal here is to go for the CC, go for the SCV, delay, deny, force a cancel if at all. And we'll see how good our crisis management is going to be from employment. As already the SCV is going to be zoned away. CC is under fire. Reaper races back home. He's racing back. So much damage already done though. Yeah, the CC is getting very low. And it looks like we will force a cancel. That's going to be huge. That's going to be massive. That's going to be insane. And there it is. There's the cancellation. Lings, they bust on through. They get on top of the Marine. The Marine does race back. But last, it's going to be... Oh, no, quite shut down. Going for the add-on instead. They're going for the add-on. Going for the reactor. There's a KDA charge. But alas, the reactor, it looks like I will survive. Oh, it's close. So close. Barely. Yo, if it wasn't for the KDA charge, I think it would have gone down. So very clutch, very close. Employment does hold, employment does survive, and he's double expanding. Double expanding, we have the natural, we have the third CC on the way, but a big delay here for the economy of employment. And sort of back at home, he's chilling. He's chilling, he's droning up, he's saturating his bases. Again, the add-on swap, the production here has been delayed because of the lings, of course. And so far, sort of has a very comfortable start. Very comfortable start here for sort of. Alas is going to be droning up from here and looking just, yeah, very comfortable droning up, saturating, massing up queens, securing his 3 base economy, and alas, employment has to play from behind, has to build back up, even supply block because the CC isn't done. Again, command centers, they do provide supplies, so the overall build has been disrupted here for employment. Just such an awkward start for him, so uncomfortable. Eventually he can look to stabilize, but by the time he does, sort of should be on a 3 base economy. He should be built up. Now, the biggest concern for sort of is don't be overly greedy, right? He has a lead. He's looking good. He's looking impressive, but he has to make sure he doesn't overextend. He doesn't overdrone. He doesn't become too greedy. Otherwise, we could see potentially aggression or even an all-in come out of his opponent. Overlord dips in, confirms the third CC, of course, confirms the add-ons as well. Stim is on the way. No add-on swap, no Banshee. No Banshees out of employment. This also means it sort of can delay his spores. There may be a Liberator on the way, so spores still have value, but a little bit less so. As, yeah, we go straight for the reactor here. Overlord goes down, that will supply block sort of. Queens are in position here at the third, and for the time being, still just droning. Still just droning up. Still just saturating bases. Just catching up with the chat. Imagine having a list of hex colors to use. Oh no. Look, I didn't have them saved because we don't need the hex colors anymore, remember? We don't need them. Why? Because we made an automated system that has yet to be implemented. Ah, let's go. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. As now Hellions, they do fan out across the map. So far going to be 7. Yes, 7 Hellions do move out. And sort of he has been amassing queens. The queens are ready. Lings are on the way. Hellions, they're poking at the 4th base. But so far, sort of, he is keeping up. He is keeping up. Hellions, they back off. So far, so good. So far, so good. Behind this, going to the lever chamber into 1-1 upgrades. This is 1-1 before bathing speed. So a very greedy follow-up here out of sort of. But again, he's far enough ahead where he can get away with this greed. Basically, sort of, he delayed bathing speed in favor of 1-1 upgrades. And I mean, they're going to finish up real fast and real quick. eBay's just now finishing up here for the Terran. So a massive upgrade advantage for sort of, and he should get away with it. Haley's they poke in once again, denying tumors. 2 denied tumors, pulling away, no major dive, no major commitment. Sort of he's now getting up to a 3, soon to be a 4 base economy as well. Again, the pressure's on the Terran here. Heading out with his Viking. Behind this building up towards a bio-based army. Still, it's a ways away. Like, again, you can see just how delayed everything is because of that initial cancel. Because that damage done at the start of the game. It was brutal. And employment, he has yet to recover. And sort of he has free reign to now get a 4th base up and running. Tech up in towards Hive if he so chose to. 2 upgrades, of course. He be chilling right now. He be chilling. Ah, Chilean even. Ooh, that is going to be 3 more Raxes. This looks like an A-Rax. This does look like an A-Rax here from our Terran player, checking the production. Yes, 8 Raxes here. No gases at the 3rd base. Is going to be a 3 base all-in. This makes the most sense, and this is all that we can do here. Because our Terran player employment is so far behind, it makes sense to try to transition into an all-in and to try to catch sort of being too greedy. Now, sort of, he is taking up towards Infestation bit, towards Hive Tech. He didn't get a 5th base yet, and he didn't over-drone up past 80 either, so he should be okay, but here comes the push at the same time, actually forces the army back home. Lings, they come in for a run by, they catch a couple of reinforcements. Marines are going to be going down. Lings, they flood into the... Ooh, they do not flood into the main. Whew. Good reaction there by employment. Will... Oh, no. Lings, they bust in regardless. They bust into the main base, and this is buying time. Bearing in mind, remember, this is a 3-base all-in out of the Terran player, so every second does count, as sort of is given more time to make more Lings, make more Banelings. This is greedy, though. This is greedy. Sort of. He's joining up to 91. Jesus. Joining up to 91. Now taking up into Hive, into Hydras as well. Yes, sort of. He is ahead and he can get away with some greed, but this is a bit much here. And we'll see if he can get away with it. As here comes employment. It's all or nothing for him. Hopefully he doesn't get forced to turn around again, though, because again, he doesn't really have much longevity in this game. Now he's taking his gases. Oh. Gases are being taken. This is a sign here that he intends to transition out of the all-in into a 4th CC. But before that happens, here comes that push. He's got 57 Marines, 4 tanks. Does siege up. Does move forward. Does move forward. At the same time, Lings, they harass once again. They catch another tank. Tank goes down and no, he turns everything around. He races back home. Ay. We can't afford this. We can't afford to turn around. And because the army races back home, what does this mean? That means that sort of he gets away with it. He gets away with joining up to 90. He's now able to max out and Link Bane. The tanks are going to be going down. Ay. And employment is being pulled apart. Not like this. Not like this. As the all-in has been delayed, the all-in has been disrupted. I mean, it was already disrupted because of the opener. Oh, and here comes the Ling lane. Oh my god, they crash into the buy. They shut everything down. The splits are not good enough. And sort of, he busts on through. He breaks down the army, busts into the middle line. There's nothing left to defend. Takes down the CC as well. And that's all we had left. That's all the deployment had left here. There is no army. Down to 1 Marine. Down to 0. Yeah, mass scans, getting eyes on the economy, getting eyes to the game states. Again, sort of had just such a strong start to the game. And you can see just how much momentum that can give you. As he just heavily delayed the opener, the economy. And with that, employment is struggling. Ah, no. Ah, no. As GG gets called, and sort of will take game number 1. GG. Sort of does take a lead in the series. A strong start here for our Zerg player, but again, a lot of it came down to the opener winding it back. If you maybe missed out on the opener, sort of he went pool first, and he was able to sneak out across the map. There was no SCV scout. That's a big part of it. There was no SCV scout. Because of that, the Terran player took a long time to recognize what was happening. His Reaper was out of position, and he was forced to cancel his natural CC, and that disrupted everything. It did cause a massive supply block. It delayed the economy. It delayed the production. Everything was delayed, and sort of just had a very, very comfortable start. Because of that, it allows sort of to be greedy in the aftermath, and we saw that, yes, the Terran player was setting up for an all-in, but it was a 3-base all-in, and that does hit a lot later. Hits a lot later, and sort of got away with all the greed. GG. GG, well played, did get away with the greed, and with that sort of takes the lead in the series, and now we are getting ready for game number 2. We'll see. We'll see how we can bounce back, if at all. I'm hoping for an ace match. I'm hoping we can force a game 3, but the pressure is now on employment. Let's go. Here we go. Stop the copium? Hey, we're all fueled. We were fueled by copium. What do you mean? It's fine. It's fine. He's Terran. He can cope. It's okay. It's okay. Man with gun and a dream. It's all you need. It's all you need. Here we go. Jumping into our next game, into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our Swedish Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Root Gaming. It is sort of leading the series 1-0, and spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Teal Terran player, the Korean Terran, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is Employment. Let's go. Hold on. I'll set up the name. Bam. Beautiful. Beautiful. Whew. So players are going to be settling in. And this time, hatch first. Let's go. This time we have a hatch first opener. This time sort of is going to be going for a much more standard start. Last game, he did cheese it up a little bit. He was hyper aggressive early on, and it did lead to a lot of success. This time, hatch first. Now, I'm hoping that deployment does go for an SCV scout across the map this time. As a reminder, he did not scout, so he was caught unawares. He was caught with his pants down when it came to the opener. This time, I'm sure he'll be a little bit safer with how he does approach this. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on employment. When you're down 100% supply, tell the opponent to get out, be a man. Don't be a clown, Dwayne. Don't be a clown. Calm yourself. Respect the players. Otherwise, leave. And go somewhere else. So now, Rax expand. Economic opener. Economic opener here out of our Terran. And we'll see how our players do adjust. Once again, no SCV scout. Once again, no SCV scout here out of employment, which is risky. It does mean that if there was a pool first, a gas first, or a 12 pool, then there'd be a very delayed scout of it. So a little bit concerning here is cutting some corners. This time he won't be punished. This time won't be punished. Reaper moves out, and we'll see what employment can get done. No need to be rude, for sure, 100%. So watch your manners, Dwayne. Don't be a clown. As Reaper does pull back. So far, sort of, going for some hidden tech here, and alas, unfortunately, the Reaper was denied. Did dip in towards the main base, but was zoned away by the Queen, and we are going into a Roach Rush. Sort of being hyper-aggressive this series. Both in Game 1 and here in Game 2 as well, and here we go. The Roach Warren is now done. Overlords are finishing up, and we are going to be rushing across the map. And unfortunately, once again, the Terran is lacking that information. He does not know what's happening. Now, a tell here is no third. There is no third base, and the Reaper does go back in. Doesn't go for the dive. Doesn't quite commit. If he rotates over towards the right-hand side, then it is a tell that there is still no expansion. Then he should be ringing alarm bells and setting up back at home, but still doesn't recheck that linear third. Doesn't know. Doesn't know what's going on. Behind this, third TC is on the way into a 1-1-1 standard opener, standard follow-up, but no reaction. Roaches are moving out, and the Reaper's out of position. He sees nothing. He sees nothing. He knows nothing. The Roaches are moving out across the map. Back at home, no bunkers, no Sim City. Hellions are building up, but Hellions, they mean nothing to Roaches. And sort of is going to commit. Does move in. And with that, now he knows. Now employment is aware. Hellion's going to be falling one after the other. Roaches, they bust into the mineral line. SCV is going to be going down. There is a Banshee on the way, but there's nothing to defend. Only Hellions, and Hellions, they tickle Roaches. Ah, no. As Roaches, they can just waddle up the ramp. They head in towards the main. It's a Wood Mine on the way. Banshee's halfway done. The Banshee will help, don't get me wrong, but the Banshee's still a ways off. And Roaches are breaking through. They take down both depots, boys are being pulled, SV is going to be going down, and behind this, Sort of is not all in, Sort of is droning. Sort of, he's droning up, he's saturating bases, he's taking a third base as well. Oof. More SCVs are falling, going to be up to 16, 17 SCV, 21 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. Roaches will go down, and employment will survive, but alas, that is critical damage here, and this Banshee has a little work to do. The Banshee has a little work to do, Pap. He does move out across the map. Back at home, spores are on the way. Spores are in production as we speak. Sort of, he knows that the Banshee can be an issue, can be a problem, can be dangerous. Is preparing back at home. And the spores should be done in time. Spores should be done. Queen's likewise getting position as well. From here, I mean, we're on a 3cc setup, so we can make workers, we can triple mule it up, that is true. But right now, employment needs a lot of time here. Needs a lot of breathing room. And Sort of, I don't know if he's going to give him that breathing room. Basically, we're building up towards road speed, towards +1 carapace as well. Sort of can hit a timing with this upgrade, so he can just chill, settle down, saturate up to 3 bases, build up a roach army, and then move out. It's going to be up to employment to survive that and buy time. I mean, he's still making a third Banshee. That's a lot of Banshees. Third Banshee's on the way. Cloak as well. There is potential here for some counter damage to maybe pick up some Queens, get into a mineral line, get some worker damage. Armory's on the way. Hello. Wait, are we playing mech? Wait, hold up, Happy. Okay. Armory's on the way, and I'm curious if this is just for a Hellbat push or if we intend to make use of this armory in a different way. Regardless, very unorthodox, and yep, there it is, second factory. Let's go. So mech is on the horizon here. Interesting choice. I mean, mech can be a very efficient army, that is true. It can be very, very efficient. I mean, so can bio, to be fair. But the problem here is that he's up against roaches, and roaches are already ideal. If he was up against Ling Bane, then Ling Bane can struggle, especially early on against Battle Mech. Roach Ravager is a little more robust, and Roach Ravager is a little more ideal against mech. As you see the Banshees getting across the map. Gotta be forced back. Gotta be zoned away. Gonna be zoned away, and here comes that move out. We're not just hitting a timing with Roche Speed, we have Overlord Speed on the way. Drop Lords are morphing in. We are getting ready for a German taxi. Let's go. Sort of, he might be living in Korea, but it's time to send the taxi. Time to pack your bags and head to Germany. Let's go. Doing Lambo proud. As the Queens are moving out, Overlord Speed is still a couple of seconds off, but there we go. Is now finishing up. And with that, sort of, he commits. Does commit, has plus on carapace, moving out across the map. These Queens are required here to help deal with the Banshees. That is the anti-air. And back at him, there's 4, that's a lot of Banshees. 4 Banshees to defend, let's go. The Wilds, oh my god, did I say 4? 2 Banshees. 2 Banshees to defend, the Wilds, they connect, they shut 2 of the Banshees down. Queens, they drop in. And with that, sort of, he breaks through once again. And there's a tank on the high ground, but last the natural base is going to be forfeit. And from here, sort of, can just commit. He just commit in. It won't be too efficient pushing up into the tank, but he has enough here to work his way through. As there is detection, the natural has been broken, and now we start to step in. Yeah, we start to step in. Tank does fall. The Queens are still here for that anti-air. They take down the final Banshee. No more Banshees, no more nothing. We have attempted mech here, but again, it just took a little bit too long to really get going. It was just a rough start here for Employment, both in Game 1 and in Game 2. GG gets called, and sort of will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here. Sort of, he will claim the series. We'll take the 2-0. And he does wave that Zerg flag. For those that are curious, for those that are unaware, sort of, he is the only Zerg player. Oh, I say the only Zerg player in the tournament. There are only two Zerg players in the tournament, and I should actually wind that back a little bit. He is the last Zerg player in the tournament. Thankfully, there is some Zerg representation, but he is the one. He is the only, and we'll see how far he can go. GG. GG, well played. As we switch our scenes over and catch up on the bracket. Let's go. Let us go. As we do switch our scenes over, and so far we have some results coming in. We have our round of 16. Okay, from the top, we have Azura. Azura gets a walkover over triple. Azura is now going up against ShoWTimE in the first round in a PvP. Sorry, in the round 16, I should emphasize. Best of luck to Azura. ShoWTimE is a heavy hitter and going to be a strong one to bring down. Scrolling down, we have Harsum. Harsum up against Geralt, also in the round 16 as well. They're currently facing off, currently mid-series. Now they're PvP, they're locked in. Scrolling down, we have our series. Sort of takes down Employment 2-0, and sort of, he's up against Creator in the round of 16 in a ZVP. And that is going to be our next series. Going to be following sort of into Creator. Best of luck, as the opponents, they get harder and harder. So that's going to be quite a mountain to climb here for sort of. Wish him the best. We'll be getting to that shortly. Scrolling down, we have Rebellion versus Dash. Let's go. Always a treat to see Dash. Dash, of course, he is the Filipino Protoss player. Best of luck, as Dash, he has been a little bit inactive as of late. So great to see Dash once again. He's up against Rebellion. Winner goes up against Trigger in the next round. Scrolling down, Gunner. Gunner takes down Hatsu 2-0. Hatsu was the other Zerg player in the tournament. So there were 2, down to 1. Down to 1 Zerg, so best of luck to sort of. And shout out to Hatsu, of course, for competing here tonight. Gunner does advance on to face off against SKillous in the round of 16. Scrolling down, Ryung takes down Percival 2-0. Ryung, he is a TVT sniper, so that is where he thrives. We might see a rematch between Ryung and SKillous. For those that were here a couple of days ago, we actually did cover that match. That was in the finals of the Sparkling Tuna Cup, Ryung versus SKillous. That was over the weekend on Sunday. That was yesterday, or 2 days ago actually, where they faced on in a best of 5. Went all the way to the ace match. I recommend the VODs. Ryung versus SKillous was beautiful. It was a banger of a series. Went all the way to game 5. Best of luck. We could see them face off. Best of luck to Gunner, I should say, as he's facing off against SKillous. Scrolling down, Spirit. Spirit, he's up against Prome in the round of 16. Prome is a Korean player. Spirit is going to be favored though, so best of luck to Prome as he's facing off against Spirit. Scrolling down, we have Mana. We have Mana up against Nicarat. Mana does take down Nicarat 2-0. Mana waiting for the winner of Spirit and Prome. A lot of Polish representation down there. A lot of Protoss, Polish players facing off. as I message the players and let them know. And set up our matches. Beautiful. Okay, so we have our round of 16 match. Meanwhile, we just got another update. Hearthstone takes on Geralt. Of course, PiG is also casting on his channel, so you can check out other matches over covered by PiG. PiG, I believe, was interested in covering Hearthstone versus Geralt, so I believe is in the upper portions of the brackets. But again, do check out his channel, as we are trying to avoid each other and trying to cover as much ground as we can and as many matches as we can. So that's the plan. That is the current plan here, to try to cover as much ground as possible, as there are a lot of matches happening and a lot of really high quality matches as well. Like I really wanted to cover like Ryung versus Percival, for example, like the potential rematch against SKillous, potential Spirit and now Mana is going to be really hype. Hearthstone as well, the captain himself, looking good already, and I mean, have to show his mettle here in the PvP. Trigger, I look forward to potentially casting more of Trigger as well. As always, a lot of good matches. Oh my god, never mind. Wait, we just got Geralt. Let's go. Geralt takes on Hearthstone. I mean, Geralt was favored there, which is why I was so impressed by Hearthstone. Not gonna lie. But yeah, if that is the result, that's a good showing here by Geralt. Very, very nicely done. Geralt, of course, he has been on the rise. He has been improving quite a lot over the past couple of years. I do rate players like Geralt, like Christiana as well, like Mana very highly. There's something about Polish Protoss players. They're all just, yeah, they've been getting good. Well, they've been improving. They've been improving quite a lot here over the past year. And we do have Geralt in that quarterfinals, waiting for the winner of ShoWTimE and Azura. Meanwhile, vetoes are underway, and we will soon jump into our next match. Let's go. Here we go. Oh, as we have our series. And we are jumping in. Sort of really doesn't like ZVP at the moment. I mean, most Zerg players don't enjoy ZVP at the moment. Which Zergs are the best at ZVP? I think Cyril, but who else? I rate Dark's ZVP quite highly, but it's a very different kind of ZVP. I do rate it highly, though, from the side of Dark. But he's a lot more aggressive. like he all-ins like 60% of the time in ZVP, maybe 70%, but he's also really good at it as well. Like this. Regardless, here we go. We're getting to our next series. We're getting into our round of 16 match, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the ley lines, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss. It is Creator. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player, from the land of Sweden, living in the land of South Korea for Root Gaming. It is sort of. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you believe will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as this is going to be a close one. I do favor Creator coming into this, but I'll be honest, I haven't casted sort of in a long time. It's been months since we have covered sort of on the channel, so I'm ready, I'm excited, I'm curious to see what his answer is going to be here to the problem that is Protoss. Let's go. Likewise, it would be nice if we had, you know, a little bit of Zerg representation coming into the quarterfinals. It would be nice. So he's the last one. The last Zerg player in the tournament. Let's go. That's also why we're here as well. I did want to chronicle that while we could, before jumping into the other matches. For now though, Hatch Gas full, Standard Raptor out of sort of. Likewise, Creator going for the gate, expand into Cybercore. So far, so good. So far, so good. From here, getting into our tech of choice. Most likely Stargate Opener. Now, Creator, he does like to mix it up from time to time. We have seen him go for a Twilight Council and Glaive Adept play. does enjoy mixing it in if he sees an opportunity. So we'll keep an eye on Creator and see what he goes for. So now crowing out that first Adept. Likewise, sort of joining up back at home, pulls out a gas, and there it is. There is that Twilight Council. One of the reasons why I brought it up is the pylon placement. Usually, if it's a Stargate opener, the pylon is placed on the right-hand side to reduce the time it takes for the Oracle to get across the map. To throw it down on the left is more hidden. So a more hidden pylon here for that hidden tech. It is that Twilight Council opener, as we did mention. And from here, this can be a couple of different things. This could be Glaive Adepts, true. Could be 4-gate Glaives. This could be a DT-based opener instead. Those are the two main builds. There are some niche builds where you can go for like a charge all in, or you can go for like an Archon based opener. But we'll keep an eye on Creator as he does not pull out a gas. This leans more towards a Dark Shrine, as he has yet to pull out. Overlord does not go in for the scout, not yet. As we do shut down the tumor, and there is that Dark Shrine. As we mentioned, because it didn't pull out a gas, with the excess gas that we have, we can afford the Dark Shrine and Dark Templar as well. So DT based opener. Now this is not an all-in from Sort of. Bear this in mind. This is not an all-in from Creator, I meant to say, but this is aggressive nonetheless, and Sort of needs to prepare back at home. Needs to be safe against what is coming his way. Unfortunately, his scout is denied by the Stalker, so he doesn't know exactly what is happening. Sort of is in the dark. Going for the safety Roach Warren. That is a 354-ish Roach Warren timing, so very safe timing here from Sort of. Likewise, also important that he's making SimCity here, so he can wall off if need be. So far, so good. Spore in the main. We should soon be seeing a Spore here at the natural. If not, that's where I start to get concerned. Adepts move out. Prism as well. There we go. Spores now being thrown down as we speak. They're going to finish up just in time. And these Adepts, they're designed to make it look like Glaives. They're designed to make it look like, oh, it's a Glaive Adept opener. I should skip my Spores. As we know, here come the Dark Templar. DTs are warping in. And Sort of, he is ready in time. He has a Spore. Yeah, the Spore is ready. He should notice the Shimmer as well. Yep, now he knows. It's aware. Now taking his gases, going for a massive link counterattack. Oh. And so far doesn't catch the Adepts. Creator, he gets home in time. Does get home in time. Defends his third base. Will get it fully saturated. And what's powerful here against a DT, or about a DT opener, is it can turn it into an Archon drop thereafter. If your DTs don't get any damage, if you can save them, you can morph in Archons and then move out across the map. And you can hunt down Overlords, Dance with Queens, Deny Creep, Dread Mineral Lines. Can be a very diverse or versatile style from Creator. So he does drop in. Meanwhile, Sort of is ready for this. Roaches are in position. So far, Sort of is keeping up. So far, so good. Behind this, getting up to 2.5 base saturation. Taking extra gases. Lair is on the way. First Overlord goes down. Nice pick off here by Creator. Takes down the Overlord. Takes down a Creep Tumor. Lings, they attempt to run by, but Creator is in position. And Creator defends. So far, Creator is all over this. Going for another Overlord. He gets 2. He wants 3. Oh. What's a third Overlord? Barely not. Attempts to drop into the main. Is deflected. Sort of goes back in. Creator once again is ready for this, and Sort of is denied. And as we settle in towards the mid game, a big shout out to Rodin in the chat. Thank you so much, Rodin18, resubscribing for 16 months. Thank you so much, Papi. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Hope you enjoy the casting. Thank you, as always. Do appreciate it. As we are still in the early rounds of the PiG Sty Festival qualifier. Still the early rounds. Oh, achievement does full. And here comes the push. We can see Sort of trying to catch reinforcements. Forces Creator back up. Nice movement with the Lings. Sort of buying time. Oh, collapsing on the Stalker. They didn't quite get it. Sort of pulls away. And throughout all this is building up his roaches. Now, sort of, he is on a 3-base setup here. His economy is okay, but he has not really fully saturated his 3rd base or saturated his 4th. His 4th is late, I will say that. And he is heavily invested into these roaches. It looks like sort of might be just going for his own push, for his own aggression. Ooh, as we get a hallucination in the main, we do confirm the infestation pit. This tells us that sort of he plans to take up even further in towards a hive, which means he might be planning on droning. I'm getting some mixed signals here. Now sort of pushing. Runs into the main army. Sort of rotating over. He's still not droning up. Down to 58 workers. I mean, sort of, it's pretty all in here. It's pretty all in. Roaches, they split up. They're coming in from behind. Black Westings, they try to split up into the mineral line. Creator so far holding on. Colossus has arrived. Oh, does catch the Immortal, not bad. Immortal goes down, and Roaches, they flood into the natural. And sort of catching Creator off guard. Getting him out of position. Probes are going to be falling. Sort of he busts in. Oh, gets an Archon. Archon goes down. Roaches into the main. They get into the main base. 11 worker kills up to 12. 12 probes going down. Good economic damage. Alas, trading out these Archons as well. Sort of, he's trading well. Takes down the Archons, cripples the economy. 20 probes fall. And the Biles, they connect. Oh my god, they take down an Immortal. Yeah, nice wiggles here from Sort of. Is losing some ground though. Has to back off. Bleeding out a lot of roaches. And Creator, he's all in. Creator, this one, he is all in. He lost far too much back at home. And Creator is committing to the counter-attack. And Sort of, can he hold? Can he survive? He's so close. Ooh, supply block though. Heavy supply block. The Biles! Oh my god, they take down the Prism. Very nice catch. Alas, Stalkers, they dive in. And Sort of, he has to back up. He has to get the hell out of here. Has to kite back. More Ravagers falling. Brutal losses for Sort of. So once again, pushing forward. Does need to be proactive. Another Queen falls. Just doesn't have enough roaches here. Yeah, not enough for Sort of. Has to pull away. Warfism was rebuilt. Creator, he's still committed. He has not made any probes. He's still on 47. Creator, he has not re-expanded. And Sort of has a hive. Vipers on the way. That's exactly what he needs here to take down that Colossus. Hiding back. Here comes that Warpism once again. Viper does need more time. Still just a very tense game state here. Now bearing in mind, Sort of, he has one Viper. Just the one. He can't lose it. Don't lose that, baby. Don't lose it. Viper's gathering energy. And he's gunning for the Colossus, the Archon, the Immortal. And if not all. Likewise, pushing forward. Up. Colossus coming in from behind. Colossus not quite in position, catching reinforcements. On the Biles. They don't connect. Here goes Sort of, he is pushing, is almost maxed out. Viper, Blinding Cloud, takes down the Immortal. Immortal falls. Colossus coming in from behind. That's not really a part of this fight. And the Roach Ravager does push forward, takes down the Archon. Only Stalks remain. And does Sort of have enough. He's bleeding out a lot of supply. Yeah, the soup does lie here. The supply is plummeting. So many Roach Ravagers fall. Doesn't get Colossus. GG gets called. Sort of, he runs out of steam. And Creator, he takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Sort of, he just could not break through that. The Stalkers, they traded so efficiently there against the Roach Ravager, and Sort of his army just melted. His army just melted before the might of Creator. GG. GG, well played, but a very tense game. Very tense, very back and forth. The creator takes a lead. And with that, oh, we're jumping into game number 2. Jumping into game 2. Again, a very close game there. I mean, both players were all in the entire game. It was crazy. It's crazy. Where both players were staying on a very low economy. Sort of, if you remember, he had like, what, 56 drones. Likewise, Creator had like 47 probes. Just very low eco. But Creator had the more efficient army. Like, it's one of those things where I think sort of it was up like 30, 40, almost 50 army supply. But it's Roach Ravager. Like, it's like the supplies. Like, the army supply is inflated. Roach Ravager, not very efficient. And with that, we're now getting into game number 2. Let's go. Jumping into game 2. And we'll see if we can force the ace match, or if the story ends here and now on Amygdala. Let's go. Yo, shout out to Dash in the chat. Yeah, Bobby. How'd your matches go? How did your matches go? So you were playing against Rebellion. Hope you played well. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you enjoyed. Yo, you went to the ace match against Rebellion? That's crazy. Mate. Este Dash. GG. Impressive. So we are jumping into game number 2, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. Leading the series 1-0, it is Creator. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Zerg player, the Red Zerg from the land of Sweden, living in the land of South Korea, Farouk Gaming. It is Sordo. What do you mean about inflated supply for roaches? Roaches, they take up more supply than, say, hydras, lings, or banelings. So the supply, because they take up so much more supply, they're technically supply inefficient, or efficient, depending on how you look at it. And because of that, a maxed out army of Roach Ravager is actually smaller than and less efficient than a maxed out army of Ling Bane Hydra, for example. Depending on the army that you're up against, one is more favorable than others. This is why typically as the game progresses, you want to get rid of your roaches. You want to trade out, and you want to transition out of them into a more efficient composition, like Hydra Lurker, for example, or more Ling Bane. Again, depends what you're up against. But that's why, like, we often say that, like, we go against the meme and we say the soup does lie, because you can be up like 30, 40, 50 supply, but if it's a Roach Ravager, it doesn't actually mean much. It's closer than it seems. But now we are now moving out. Went fine. I had the chance to end him, but I didn't push. It's okay. It's okay, Dash. It's okay. Like what happened versus Cristiano the other game. I threw the... That's all good. It's all good. It's good to hear that you're improving, Dash. It's good to hear. Very good to hear. GG, Packy. GG. Mate, you're playing against the big boys now. The big boys. But now they are going to be settling in. So our hatch gas pool out of sort of nothing crazy. Likewise, we have our pylon thrown down once again for Creator. Once again, closer to the edge of the map. Once again, Twilight Council opener. Let's go. Now, last game, if you recall, this led into a DT-based opener, and honestly sort of played well. He did deflect and defend well against the Dark Templar, against the Archons afterwards as well. Sort of did have a good showing, and we'll see if he can replicate that. Assuming that it's going to be Dark Templar. Our eyes are on these gas geysers, and we do see here that we have pulled out of gas somewhat. I I'm a little bit confused. There we go. Does pull out of gas. This should be Glaive Adepts. This, instead of Dark Templar, should be Glaives instead. Getting into 4 gateways, getting into a more aggressive start. Here we go. Glaives are on the way. And again, the sign here, or the tell, is that you pull out of gas. 2 and 2, 4 in total. If we stayed in, then it would be DTs. So he does pull out of gas. Setting up his 4 gates. Once again, this is not an all-in. This is not an all-in, but this does need to deal economic damage. Behind this, you do typically expand, get a 3rd base, transition into Immortals, and get ready for the Roach counterattack. We'll see if sort of can figure out what exactly is coming his way. As for the time being, is getting a safety Spore in the main. Spore is now done. Fanning out his Lings. With his Ling positioning, he's looking for the War Prism. So he's looking for that Prism. There are more gates. Uh-oh. He pulls back in. He pulls back in. We are getting up to 6 gates. It's a 2-base all-in. Oh my god. So Creator, he's doubling down. He's doubling down. Extra gateways. Pulls back into gas. 3 and 3 once again, which means he is committing. Oh boy. Basically, this means he can afford more Adepts. And he will, as he throws down extra gateways. Creator's moving out. He can soon warp in 6 Adepts at a time. There's 4, but again, 2 more gates on the way. And this is going to hit a lot harder. It's going to hit a lot harder. And do we have a Roach Warren? Roach Warren is done. We need Roaches. We need Roaches as soon as possible. But now, Lings are keeping up with the Adepts. Adepts are moving in. And here comes the warp in. Again, 6 Adepts at a time. Sort of, he hasn't seen this yet. Sort of, he's still squeezing out a couple of drones. Sort of. He's droning. Oh no. He's droning. He is droning up, and we're waiting for another warp in here for Creator. And here it comes. Oh boy. We're getting up to 20 Adepts, and sort of he believes he's safe. He's droning up. He's not making Roaches, and which means that, I mean, these Adepts, they can break through this. They can and they will. Yeah, they get on top of the army. Ravager goes down. Queens can be targeted as well. There are enough Adepts. Yeah, every Queen is going to fall. The Adept Printer has arrived. Oh, no. And with that, Creator is going to overwhelm. Just straight up, he's going to overwhelm here. Unfortunately, just a misread here by sort of. He was expecting this to be a standard build. It was not. It was not 4 gates. It was 6. He thought it was safe. It was anything but. Anything but safe, Bappy. The Mess Adept has arrived. Breaks through the Roaches, the Ravagers, and the Lings, and with that, there's just not much left here to defend. He brought down every single Queen. And Creator could push in towards the natural, but for now, playing it safe. Drops into the main, and he's going for the 3rd. He's going for secure damage, knocks down the Roaches. Takes down the Lings. GG gets called, and Creator, he will take the series 2-0 and advance on to the quarterfinals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Creator, as he will claim the series, will advance on. My condolences he did misread. He assumed it was just going to be 4 gate, just 4 gate glaives, which means you can get away with droning, which means there are less Adepts, and you can get away with being greedy and cutting corners. Unfortunately, it was not 4 gates, it was 6 gates. It was basically a 2-base all-in out of Creator. He did not expand behind it, he did not tech up behind it either, just mass Adept, and with that, he did catch sort of droning. Did catch him droning in the end. GG, well played. GG, well played. Creator, he will claim the series. And my condolences to sort of, but again, he played well for himself, making it here. And again, game 1 was really close. Game 1 was very close. Here in game 2, less so, but sort of just, he wasn't aware what was happening, right? He wasn't aware of the build. He wasn't aware of how aggressive Creator was being, so I don't blame sort of whatsoever. Game 1 was a lot closer, a lot more back and forth. There's definitely a world where we could see an ace match between these two. Regardless, GG. GG, well played. And with that, Creator does advance on, and we have the entirety of the quarterfinals ready for us. Let's go. Let us go. As we switch our scenes over, and catch up on the brackets. Oh my god, we have some updates here. ShoWTimE takes down Azura 2-0. Geralt takes down Hearthstone. We have ShoWTimE versus Geralt in the quarterfinals. Scrolling down, we have Creator, he's up against Trigger takes down Rebellion. They're facing off in a PvP. That is our next series. We're going to be following Creator into Trigger into the upper semifinals. That is the plan. Scrolling down, SKillous takes down Gunner. Ryung took down Percival. We have SKillous versus Ryung. The rematch is upon us. That's a spicy series. Oh my god, I hope that that's being covered. I know that PiG is covering one of the other matches, so best of luck, whoever PiG is. Likewise, we have some Polish on Polish action. Siema, papi, siema. We have Spirit up against Mana in the quarterfinals. Let's go. So we have the quarterfinals underway, and we know where we're headed. Quickly double checking here. Let's see, where's PiG at? Let us see. He's covering. Oh, he's on SKillous Ryung. Let's go. Honestly, it's going to be a really good series. So I do recommend it. Check out PiG's channel, of course. He is covering SKillous versus Ryung. It's going to be a banger. We have our own banger though. We have our own PvP. Let's go. Just setting things up. Quarterfinals. Creator versus Trigger. Beautiful. Just catching up in the chat. 5 Protoss in the quarterfinal. Yeah, with that, I should also emphasize the final Zerg player of the qualifier has since fallen. But again, a big shout to Sort. He played well for himself, and again, really strong showing here against Creator. Especially considering that nowadays Sort doesn't really compete anymore. He mainly streams on ladders. I think he himself has admitted that he doesn't really play in tournaments like he used to in years past. So it was really cool to see him in an event like this. A rare sight for Sort of. As he does bow out. And as we settle into the rest of our qualifier. Also, for some greater context, it is the #1 player out of this qualifier that qualifies, right? Only one. It's quite cutthroat, it's quite brutal, but only one player will make it into the main event. So out of these 8 remaining players, only one can make it through. Oh boy. Personally, I mean, it's gonna come down to PvP, to be honest. At least when it comes to the upper half of the brackets, I'm a big fan of Trigger, and I do favor Trigger coming into the series. Best of luck to Creator. It's hard to call for a PvP. ShoWTimE is, of course, another big name here as well. ShoWTimE, no longer on big, but a big name nonetheless. And yeah, he's gonna be kind of like he's gonna have that star power behind him, coming in against Geralt, coming into potentially the semifinals as well. It's gonna be some intense matches. Likewise, from the lower half, I mean, Spirit, he has some of the best TVP in Europe, true. He has some killer TVP, so Spirit, he is not a slash whatsoever. SKillous has been improving a lot. Ryung, he's the tuna Terran, can never count him out. Mana as well, the veteran of the scene, also been getting some really good results recently. Some very good results. Best of luck. Best of luck. Catching up in the chat. In hospital. Oh, I hope everything's okay. Hope everything's okay. Take care of yourself, Pappy. Take care of yourself. Warren late. The Warren was late, but more importantly, I mean, sort of was joining afterwards, if you recall. Like he was joining up. That will change next round, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be more back and forths coming into the quarterfinals. The early rounds can be sometimes a little bit more one-sided. That's just how seeding works. But we'll get there. We will get there. Beautiful. As it looks like vetoes are done, we are jumping into our quarterfinals. Let's go. And again, if you're out there, if you want to tune in to SKillous versus Ryung, then do check it out over on PiG's channel. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE versus Geralt and Spirit versus Mana, I believe, are happening off stream. Currently happening off stream. But here we go. As we are loading into Frostline. Set things up. Beautiful. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Frostline, we have our South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss. It is Creator. So just updating the YouTube title. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the red Protoss player from Canada representing Basilisk. It is Trigger. Here we go. As we jump into our first PvP of the night. And Trigger has been a beast in this matchup. Also, before I start talking about the players, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. This is a hard one to call. Now, Trigger, his PvP has been insane. If you've been watching Trigger's performances over the past 2 months, you will know that Trigger, I don't think there's a single Korean player he hasn't beaten in PvP. Hero, Trap, Creator, along Zaun as well. Trigger, he has gone to town on every single one of them. It's been classic as well. It's been crazy to see Trigger's performance in PvP. But that was, of course, in December. And again, PvP can be sometimes more unorthodox. Trigger, a lot of it was off of aggressive plays and all-ins. Like, he was hyper aggressive, hyper in the face of all his opponents, and has been doing really well. Has been doing really well as a result. We'll see if that trend continues. See if that trend continues. I want to say that I think it was last month where Trigger, he posted on Twitter, like he made a post about like, you know, try harding macro against Protoss Smoge, and then like I just ape and all in every game, and then I win. That's the secret, Bobby. That's the secret. Just ape it up. That's how you PvP. But we'll see. For now, 2-gate. 2-gate opener out of Creator. Likewise, 2-gate opener out of Trigger as well. Yes, ape it up. Oh no. 1A30 Zealots into Lurkers. Oh no. Esther Dash. Calm down, Bobby. Calm down. Well, for now, standard openers, we have our initial units of choice. It is going to be Stalker Sentry out of Trigger. Meanwhile, it's going to be, I believe, Double Adept. Yes, Double Adept out of Creator. So Creator being a little more aggressive, a little more assertive, moving out with a 3rd and 4th Adept as well. With this, his goal is to shade into the mineral lines and to get some economic damage. We'll see if Trigger can keep up. He does a thread in the shade. Oh, doesn't quite make it in. Trigger so far, he does keep up, does defend. And likewise moves out with that hallucination. And again, this is one of the reasons why sentry-based openers are very trendy and very popular in PvP. One, because they're defensive, they allow you to survive with force fields, with added DPS, especially with the most recent changes to the sentry. But more importantly, hallucination. With the hallucination, you get a full scout of everything. You see the tech, you see the production, you see the economy as well of your opponent. And with that, Trigger does confirm, the setup does confirm the Robo. So Robo follow up here. Oh, Jesus, oh my god. That's a lot of adepts. Creator, he's not been stopping. Oh my god. That's 8 adepts. Creator, I mean, he heard us. He was listening to the stream. He was like, just ape it up. I'm true. Just mass adept. Let's go. As 8 adepts, they have arrived, threatening a shade here towards the main. Trigger's trying to keep up. No shield batteries. Bear that in mind. No shield batteries at the natural. Jesus. Creator, he does shade once again. Tempted. Does he commit? He does! Does commit to the shade, does focus on the sentries. He gets one, he gets two. He's going to get all three. But alas, the force fields, they lock him down. And with that trigger, he may just be able to clean this up. He will. Whew. With that, he looks down at Creator. Checking the Unisoul tab here. 3 sentries for 5 adepts. That was a better trade for Trigger. Sentries that do gain value over time, true, with their hallucinations, but still a good defense and no economic damage gets dealt. Trigger holds. Trigger, he does hold. Behind this, with the Robo Opener, we see Creator building up his Immortal count. Has his first Immortal. Into Twilight Council. Alas, Trigger is ahead when it comes to his Blink timing. Blink is almost done. And Trigger will gain map control. Gain map control. Behind this, Trigger getting his third. Fanning out, looking for proxies. On a map as large as Frostline, don't blame him. Making sure everything is as it should be. Make sure there's no hidden tech. Likewise, Creator, he's being contained. Trigger getting his third base up and running. And Trigger, all he needs to do is contain. Is just contain Creator here on 2 bases. Get away with a third. Probe up, build up his production, build up his upgrades as well into Forge. But doesn't want to be too greedy. Ooh, those are extra gateways. Hello. 4 more gates on the way. That's going to be a 7-gate setup in total. Oh, snipes the sentry. Nice blinks. Trigger, he gets away. Does pull back, does get away. That Immortal count's building up. And this is turning into a 2-base all-in. Yeah, it's a straight up 2-base all-in at a Creator. It's going to be all or nothing. And it's so important here that Trigger slows down the push and picks up any key units like a Sentry, like a Stalker. Trigger, he needs to whittle away at this army. Oh, without losing too much himself. It's a delicate dance. Back at home, reinforcing. Shield batteries are on the way for Trigger. He knows what's coming. Does blink. Has to be careful. Oh! West barely pulls away in time. Creator, he's coming. Behind this, War Prism is on the way. And there's not going to be an easy hold here for Trigger. Again, he needs to make use of those shield batteries. That's 7 shield batteries on the way. That's a lot of shield batteries. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for Trigger. But that's going to be 4 Immortals. That's a lot of Immortals. Creator moving in. Trigger. The Prism! Up! Doesn't quite get it. Gets the Observer. Takes down the Observer. Army rotates. Trigger out of position. A massive dive. Force field, they do slow down the army. Trigger coming from behind. For the attendants around. Half of the Warp in. Gets in. We'll get another reinforcing Warp in as well. Trigger being forced back. Does save his workers. Blinks over the wall. The shield batteries are helping. Poise are being pulled. Trigger, he can afford to lose them. But the Immortals are doing so much in the back line. The base is going to go down. Brutal force fields as well. Just locking Trigger out. Oof. And the shield batteries are depowered. And Trigger, he just cannot push into this. Too many Stalkers, too many Immortals as well. He just goes for the dive, blinks on top of Trigger. And Creator, he overwhelms. He overwhelms Trigger here and now. Trigger falling back to these shield batteries. Trying to make a final stand. Hey, looks down an Immortal. Ah, never mind. The pickup micro saves the Immortal. Creator, he preserves the army. And the all-in just proves to be too much. Jesus, so many Stalkers here. 31, double the Stalker counts. And he can just dive in. GG gets called, and Creator, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Creator does take a lead in the series. Again, just committed to a 7-gate, 2-base all-in with 4 Immortals. It was an insane army. Unfortunately, Trigger, he was caught out of position. If you remember, he was caught on the wrong side of the wall. He was trying to come in from behind, and We saw Creator, he just dove into the third base. So Trigger, he wasn't able to actually make use of his shield batteries. Despite having 7 shield batteries, wasn't able to really make use of them. And with that, GG. With that, GG well played. Creator, he breaks through. Likewise, these all-ins are favored on maps like Frostline. I should have brought that up as well. Frostline is known for having very open and very large 3rd and 4th base locations. Because of that, I mean, you have less of a defensive advantage. Because of that, you have no choke point to take advantage of, no choke point to defend. With that, Creator snowballed out of control. GG. GG, well played. We're now getting into game number 2. Jumping into game 2, it's going to be on Errorholm. One of, if not the smallest map in the tournament map pool. Let's go. Errorholm is coming up next. We'll get into it. There's some stutter in the broadcast. It's just me. I do apologize. It is server side. I will try to fix that if we get another match on the Korean server. Basically, it's routing to the Korean server, which is a little bit unstable for me. Yeah, you can see here. You can see like a little bit like some stuttering here and there. I do apologize. To fix it, I do have to turn on my VPN. But we're already in game. Regardless, spawning in the top right hand corner of Errorholm, we have the blue Protoss player from South Korea leading the series 1-0. It is Creator. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Canadian Protoss player, the red Protoss. Representing Basilisk, it is Trigger. But if you see like a frame drop here or there, that's basically unfortunately there's just really bad routing to the Korean server, or specifically it's like there's like a node in the Korean server that that just has really bad routing to Australia. So that's why you see like some stuttering like here and there. And I can fix it by turning on my VPN. That's usually how we do fix it whenever we cast a Korean tournament. But I can't do it now because you have to. I would have to do it out of game. Because it'll just log me out. It'll boot me from the game if I try to activate it here. Oh, we're logged in. We're locked in, back. The national broadband network, true. But again, it's not like a internet speed thing. It's literally a routing thing. Unfortunately. Regardless, Creator opening up with a proxy. Let's go. We do have our gate expand here on the low ground, but sorry, 2 gate opener out of Creator. We're going for 1 base all in. 1 base all in here from Creator. Last game was 2 bases. Here we go down to 1. There's the proxy Robo. Robo has been placed, and Trigger went for a very greedy, very economic opener. Gate expand into the cyber core, and Trigger, he's looking. He knows the pylon is missing. He did check. He's searching for that pylon. He's searching, and it looks like he will find it. He will come across the proxy. Does get eyes on the Robo. Whew. Does confirm. But just because he knows what's coming his way doesn't mean he can stop it. Even last game, he knew about the 2 base all in, but could not bring him down. Could not stop Creator. Behind this, we need a Robo. We need a defensive Robo as quickly as possible. And Trigger needs his own immortal production. As the Robo for Creator is done, Prism on the way first, followed by the Robo. Shield batteries are on the way. Trigger is trying to buy time. There it is. There's that Robo. He needs those immortals. Meanwhile, our Toast's pylon is under fire. Second shield battery in the low ground. With the help of this Warp Prism, Creator, he can go straight for the main. He can avoid the natural. Hallucination up. Does miss. Does barely miss the Prism. Prism goes in. Trigger late to the party. And we get the unload. Trigger, he's somewhat keeping up. Sending back the army. Nice micro here out of Creator. Does control well. Force back. Force the back up. Black has more shield batteries on the way. Creator is going for the cyber core. Cybercore under fire. Thankfully, the shield battery will keep it alive. Nice force field. Oh, but the last of juggling is there. And we have more shield batteries on the way. That's a lot of shield batteries. There's going to be 6 shield batteries here at the natural. And I don't know if that's going to be enough, I'll be honest. Shield batteries are good, but they're not that good. As again, that Cybercore losing it is going to be brutal here. Cybercore goes down. Up, almost. The force fields. Buying time. Ah, but he wants it. He wants the Cybercore, and he's going to get it as well. Massive pickup. Cybercore goes down. That means no more reinforcing Stalkers or Sentries. Only Zealots. Only Zealots and Immortals. The first Immortal has arrived. Cybercore is being rebuilt in the main. Speaking of, Creator going for the main base. Does ferry in. Immortal taking a lot of damage. A bit of an awkward engage here from Creator. Fighting with only a portion of his army. Goes to the warp in. Nice force field. Zealots, they can engage. And Trigger, can he hold on? Takes out the sentries. Going for the Immortal. Second Immortal has arrived. Trigger, he's shutting this down. Up, has to pull back. Just barely. Saves the Immortal. GG gets caught. Trigger, he holds. And Trigger ties up the series 1-1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Very fortunate there for Trigger as Creator. He did try to go into the main base because it was a really awkward kind of like transition or ferry into the main. He wasn't fighting with everything. Even though he had a much larger army, he was fighting with a handful of units at a time. Likewise, Trigger's force field was crazy to be able to zone away the Immortal as well to minimize damage. And with that, GG Trigger, he holds, he defends, he survives. And we're going to the ace match. Whew, we are going to the ace match. We'll see how this story ends. We'll see where this goes. If you heard that beep, that's me trying to get my VPN ready. Trying. Actually, can I do this? What if I... Actually, we shouldn't be on the Korean server after this series anyway, so we should be fine. Should be fine. It's all good. So we're getting into Amygdala for game number 3. We'll see how the story ends as we load into the ace match. Let's go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the blue Protoss player from South Korea being forced into the ace match, into a tied series. We'll see if he can bring it back. It is Creator. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Canadian Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Basilisk. It is Trigger. We go. As again, we had a very intense series so far. Game 1, Creator 2 base all in. Game 2, Creator he 1 base all in. Game 3, 3 base all in. Do we? How do we? Where do we go from here? do we macro? Do we find the macro? Maybe, potentially. We're here to find out. Or actually, I should say, is it Trigger's turn to all in? True. That hasn't happened yet. Is it time? For now, Creator moving out for her scouts. Trigger going for a 2-gate opener. So 2-gate opener out of Trigger. Likewise, 2-gate opener out of Creator as well. So far, so good. Mirrored builds. Delicate dance of death and destruction. Ah, no. Apparently so. You're an animal. You're an animal. As speed, yep, it's time. Let's go. As Trigger, he does throw down his pylon across the map. Now Creator knows. He does know. He does get eyes on the lack of pylon in the main, so he knows there's some shenanigans afoot here. The Cybercore is about to finish, and show us what you got. Proxy Rover, Proxy Stargate. Which is it going to be? My eyes are on Trigger. And there it is. One base all in. It's time. It's Trigger's turn. He's like, you know what? I've had enough of defending against all these all in. Enough. It's my turn. Okay, Trigger. Let's go. Send it, Pappy. Send it. As the robot has been thrown down, and now it is Creator's turn to be the defender. It is his turn. But now opening up Sentry Stalker. Probe does dip in. Gets eyes on the pylons. Ideally gets eyes on the follow-up tech. Haven't seen anything yet. Creator. Does he expand? No shot. He's looking. Creator, he's looking for the proxy. No shot, he throws down the Nexus. Checking top left. There we go. He does find it. Whew, he does find the proxy, is now aware, and we should be seeing a defensive Robo. There it is. Robo is on the way for Creator. As Creator, he is made aware of the all-in. Back at home, he's setting up. Shield battery on the low ground. Bold move with that shield battery. Bold move. To try to make a stand. How many gates do we have? So far, it's going to be a 3-gate setup. Immortal has arrived. And Trigger, he is moving in. Yo, shout out to the hallucinations. Yo, terrifying Trigger. He's like, oh god, no. Hey, he's crazy. He's got 5 stalkers. How does that work? Hard to say. Trigger does pull away. Creator bluffing his way through this. Extra warp ins. Getting extra warp ins. Buying time here for that Immortal. Immortal's almost halfway done. Remember, the longer this goes on, the better it's going to be for Creator. So he does pile a blocker across the map. Drop into the main. Oh. Zoning back Trigger. It's zoned away. Trigger rotating over towards the low ground. Will reinforce. Oh, force fields, they try to lock him down. Hopping up at a Trigger. Saves his units. Does save them. Pulling back. Double Immortal into the main. Creator in position. Oh, gonna be overwhelmed though. As Creator, he supply blocked. Oh, yeah, supply blocks. Immortal is delayed. Takes down 1 Stalker. Very nice pickoff here by Trigger. Every unit counts. Take down 1 Stalker so far. Low ground is exposed. And he will clean this up. Shield battery and the pylon. And then they shade in. Ooh, they shade into the main base. Trying to force his way in. It does reach a choke point. Force back. Creator, he's holding the line. Trying to at least. Nice force fields. Looking down another Stalker. Another Stalker does get picked up. And these are too many losses here for Creators, losing far too much. Yeah, Stalker, sentries as well, down to a handful of units. Immortal's up in back. And Creator's in trouble. As another gateway falls. Trigger, though, up trying to break through. Juggling is good. Does pull away. But he's forced out of the main. He did not get the gateway. Whew. Creator, he holds the line. Again, Trigger, he only lost the depths. Only Adepts went down. But likewise, he did not get the gateway. He did not get the Immortal either. I assumed he would. Trigger moves back in. Leading out a sentry. The Concave is too good here. Oh my god. And Creator, he can pull the boys. If need be. He can pull them. Trigger, he's up in Immortal. Up an Immortal. Zoning back his opponent. Once again, going for another gateway. Very nice force fields. Locking back some of the army. The gateway is going to go down. Here we go. The boys are pulled. And Creator, can he hold? Can he break through this? So far, good juggling. Third Immortal has arrived. Comes down to the Immortal control. Comes down to the Immortals. And so far, does save them. Creator Key saves his. So does Trigger. But Trigger is being overwhelmed. Doesn't have any support. Doesn't have any Stalkers, any Adepts. Ay, ay, ay. Trigger, he's running out of steam. He lost the Immortal. Did lose it. Backs off. But the economy, though. True. Kills 17 probes. Trigger is falling back. Warps in a couple of Adepts. Oh, he can take down these Stalkers. Can bring them down. Things getting tense. We go 5 units versus 5 units. Another Immortal arrives, takes out the Immortal. No shot at Trigger. He does it. He does it. GG gets called. He takes down the army, and with that Trigger, he will claim the series 2-1. Whew, GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Very intense game. Trigger, he was able to cripple the economy. Creator, unfortunately, he was hoping to break through that defensive line and get on top of the Prism, get on top of the Immortals. Alas, it cost him every single probe. On top of that, very nice force fields. Very nice, like, meticulous control from Trigger as he was working his way up the ramp. It was very impressive to see him slowly work through the production, slowly work through the army as well. It was very impressive. Again, it did come down to those Immortals towards the end. Trigger did save 2 of them, so did Creator. It came down to the final surround as well. I mean, Creator, he was forced into the all-in. He only had 7 probes left mining. GG. GG. Very intense game. Congratulations. Trigger will take it, and Creator is out of the tournament. Oh my god. GG. Well played. Trigger, he does advance on to the semifinals, and he's going to be facing off against the winner of ShoWTimE and Geralt. Let's go. Let us go. The control patty. The micro was intense. Very intense. With that, GG well played. This leads us into the Americas server as we switch our scenes over and catch up on the bracket. Here we go. Do catch up on the bracket here. We have Trigger. Trigger, again, he's still waiting for either ShoWTimE or Geralt, one or the other. Likewise, we have Spirit versus Mana. Winner goes up against SKillous. Ooh, and I would imagine as SKillous takes down Ryung 2-1. Sorry, 2-0. Very impressive play there. SKillous does take the 2-0. Again, that was covered by PiG, and I believe PiG is also covering the other. Yeah, he's covering ShoWTimE and Geralt, actually. Oh, there you go. Is in the ace match. ShoWTimE and Geralt are tied 1-1. And we are nearing the end of the broadcast. We're nearing the end, Pat. We're nearing the end. As again, PiG, he is in that ace match. Likewise, Spirit and Mana, I would imagine, are also happening on the European server. And that means we have some downtime. Tells me we have some downtime here. Un momento. There we go. Beautiful. So we have our top 8. We have our top 8 players. I guess our top 6. 6 players remaining. And remember, only one of these players will qualify for the main event. Will qualify for the PiG Sty Festival number 5. Almost there. Almost there. As, yeah, I guess we're going to be waiting for some of these matches to wrap up. Again, our goal here is to follow Trigger. So follow Trigger into a semifinals. Into another PvP, of course. We'll get there. We'll get there. Otherwise, take this time to get some snacks, get some get some snacks, get some food, get some water, that's what I meant to say. And drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and hydrate all of your hydras. We'll be back soon here with some more StarCraft. Whether it's against ShoWTimE or Geralt, yet to be determined. Yet to be determined here for Trigger. And likewise, best of luck to Nikita in his series as well. Best of luck. Best of luck. See you soon. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the PiG Sty Festival number 5 Qualifier 2. Welcome back to the semi-finals. Hope you guys enjoyed that brutal OST. I apologize for the downtime, but of course, ShoWTimE and Geralt were locked in battle in an intense PvP long late game on Ultra Love. We're back on Ultra Love. We're back with the PvP, but two very different players. At least one of them is different, as we had a crazy result and a crazy upset, I would say. ShoWTimE is out of the tournament. He's out of the qualifier. Crazy turn of events, and here we go. We have our next series spawning in the right-hand corner of Ultra Love. We have our Polish Protoss player himself, the Red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is Geralt. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Pink Protoss player, the Canadian Protoss, representing Basilisk. It is Trigger. Let's go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. It is Gamba time. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as you have a couple of minutes here to place your bets on either one of our two players. And we just got an update as well. The upper quarterfinals has concluded. Mana Mana took down Spirit. Mate, I was favoring Spirit there. I was favoring Spirit. For those that can see in the chat, Pig dropped by. He was like, yo, what series you want to cast? I was like, I'll tank the PvP. I got you, papi. I got you. I'll take Geralt versus Trigger, assuming that Pig would get Spirit and would get a TVP. That did not happen. Oh, good. My mistake. I assumed that there would be maybe a Terran player, but really I should have had faith in the Protoss papi. Just non-stop PvPs back to back to back. PvP semifinals for both matches. So check out SKillous versus Mana over on Pig's channel. We have Trigger versus Geralt here on our channel. So again, open up some tabs, multi-twitch it up, check out all the PvPs, as of course we will meet up in the grand finals for that qualifying match. We are almost there. We're getting there. For now though, we're settling in to have our initial gate expand economic opener here out of Geralt. Likewise, Trigger going for his own gate expand as well. Economic openers all around. Welcome one and all to Ultra Love. This map is known for economic greedy play. The reason for this is the ramp. Unlike many other maps, there's a small ramp coming into the natural, so it's very defendable. Very defendable here, so it is viable to cut corners. It is viable to be greedy. As a result, we're entering a longer game state as we have our tech of choice, Stargate from Geralt. Let's go. It's going to be a Stargate opener out of Geralt. Likewise, across the map, Trigger going to be opening up here with his own 2-gate opener. Yet to throw down his tech. Does have a probe on the map, but the probe is going to be hunted down as his scout is denied. Probe does fall. We can see Geralt scouting for proxies, making sure that everything is on the up and up. Again, we just covered Trigger in a previous PvP against Creator, and there was an intense back and forth, a lot of all-ins, a lot of cheese, a lot of aggression, a lot of proxies. Not here. Not here. Not this time. Not on Ultra Love. No boy. Just catching up with the chat. Geralt in PvP is when you get to the final Dark Souls boss on a broken, worn-out stick. What do you mean, Pappy? What do you mean? Ah, no. Mana pop. He did pop up. He did. I give my praise back. Oh, no. Ah, no. And again, Geralt, he played well. He took down ShoWTimE. Took down ShoWTimE. Impressive. Yo, Hydra, why weren't you on the bracket? Este Hydra. Haven't seen you in a while, Pat. It's been a while. It's been a while. Good to see you. Good to see you. As Geralt does open up with the initial stasis, now moving out across map and making his way towards that natural. Meanwhile, here back at home, we have our Twilight Council into Blink. So Blink paste opener here out of Trigger. We'll see if he can maintain himself against the Oracle. Third base is going to be delayed. Probe goes down. Not bad. Does catch a worker. Stasis trap as well. Will delay the third base even longer here. As Trigger, he has resources banked up. Oh, Oracle dips in. Does dip in. Gets one more probe. Gets two. Gets three. 4 probes here go down. Very nice damage by Geralt. Does dip away. Does pull out. Does pull out. Likewise, it gets eyes on the linear third base of Trigger, but the Stalkers are moving out across the map. There is a slight small window here where Blink is going to be done in time, but only by a couple of seconds. Not the biggest of windows here, as Trigger does move out for a counterattack. Back at home, Geralt, he's set up on the high ground, but Trigger, he checks the third. Does check the third base location, allows Geralt to take the linear third base as well. Hallucination confirms Twilight Council. Gateways blink on the way. Hallucination does confirm, and Trigger, he backs off. We're gearing up. We're building up towards a longer game. Yo, I just... Who do I see in the chat? Not just Hydra. Jumi. Hold up. Hold up, Jumi. Am I not mistaken? That didn't you say you were going to try and play in every tournament and every qualifier? I don't see you on the bracket either. Jumi, what's going on? Jumi. Ay, ay, ay. I don't see no Jumi on the bracket. SMH my head. SMH. As Geralt does move out, he has high ground vision. Going for the blink, going for the dive. The last Trigger trying to keep up. Stage trap is going to be thrown down. Is denied just in time. So that Trigger keeping up. Pilo does fall. Better concave for Trigger. Does force him back. Whew. Does force him out. As Geralt does pull away. Papi. Ay, ay, ay. I've been playing the Mondays and other stuff. I just woke up too late for this one. Ah, smurge. Wasn't feeling so great, so I skipped today. Ready for the Wardy group stage later. Ah, okay. I see. Get some veg, Pat. Get some veg. All good. Take care of yourselves. Both of you, take care of yourselves. Get some rest. Rest up. Don't go full degen. As a Trigger, he does maintain himself, does force Geralt back, and so far we are keeping up with each other. No major trades. Fourth base now on the way for Geralt. Stage traps being thrown down. Impressive. He has kept that Oracle alive so far and is coming into play, adding a lot of value with all those stasis traps. Likewise, a Trigger getting his own fourth, but last out of position, and the fourth base, it's going to be denied. Massive pickup. Not a bad start here for Geralt. Delays the fourth. Keeps Trigger pinned at home. Adepts on the right hand side. Ooh, they get caught though. Trigger, he's all over this. Catches the Adepts. Denies the harass. At the same time, main armies do clash. Yeah, Geralt taking a lot of hits. Has to fall back. Up! The bait! Not quite. Observer does arrive. Oh no! Oh my god, stasis goes off, and Geralt, he pops off. He dives on the army, takes out the sentries, the Stalkers as well. He can keep going. He can send it. Does have the Stalker advantage. Oh, blinking over the wall. And Trigger, he's in trouble. Gonna be forced back, and Geralt, he's waiting for the stasis, waiting for it to run out. He wants the Stalkers. He wants them. Oh, and he's gonna get them as well. Yeah, big loss here for Trigger. Immortal has arrived. Trigger bleeding out more Stalkers. In total here, 11 Stalkers that go down, as opposed to the 9, so not 2 anymore here compared to Geralt. Not too many more. Immortal comes in to reinforce. Trigger, he does save what little he can. Oh, not again. Oh, wait, okay. Casito, papi, casito. Almost. Trigger, he rotates. Geralt trying to keep up. Rotating as well. Geralt out of position. No shield battery. Uh-oh. No shield battery at the fourth base. Pylon, oh, denies the warp in. Pylon goes down. Massive pickup. Warping gets denied. Geralt out of position. He's racing on over. Trigger doing well for himself. Getting into the mineral line. Probes are falling. Commits to the warp in. It does commit. Overwhelms the Zealots. Again, Trigger playing careful here. Pulls back. The gateway, sorry, the base is under fire. The Immortal not really coming into play here. Wasted DPS on the Nexus. He's going for it. He's going for the Nexus. Can he bring it down? He can. Fourth base does fall. Oh! Geralt, he goes to the dive. Takes down the Prism. Takes down the Warp Prism. That's going to be 17 probes falling as well. 17 workers go down. Geralt that much more committed. Fun fact, he lost 17 workers. Geralt's actually behind by 3 probes. Not by many. Down by 3 workers here. Geralt still has that army supply lead. Geralt reinforcing, moving out, going for the fourth base of Trigger. Can he not get down? Can he bring it down, Pat? Oh, nice force fields. Trigger, he holds the line. Does hold the line, forcing his opponent back. Building up more Immortals. Shield battery is done. Trigger, he's holding. He's holding on. Geralt rotating around in between the bases. Oh. Perks in. He's trading with the Zealots. Geralt going to be forced back. Good Trigger, he does have that upgrade lead. He's got +2 of his opponents. +2 soon to finish up here for Geralt. Still on the way. Still on the way, and Trigger, he's not stopping. We have the Prism here in production as well to reinforce across the map. At the same time, Zealous, they do hit the mineral line, but there is a defensive warp in. Trigger, he defends, he holds. Tries to move out. +3 starts up for the players. +3 is on the way. We can even stop here. Trigger, he is up in supply here, but most of that is going to be in Zealots. Mainly in Zealot. Geralt up 10 Stalkers. Trigger once again rotating, looking for a way in. Prism has arrived. Going in between the bases. Better concave here for Trigger. Collapsing into the army. Yeah, this time the Immortals are going ham. They force back the Stalkers and force field, so they will slow down Trigger. Yeah, the army gets pinned back. Trigger, he peels up a couple of Zealots. Head off towards that third base. Pushing in towards the fourth. Shield Battery coming into play. Stays behind the mineral line as well. But Geralt, he's bleeding out so many Stalkers here. Just inefficient fight here for Geralt. Bleeding out far too much. And Trigger, he's done it. He's broken through. He breaks through the defensive line, gets into the middle line as well. Stalkers forced into the main, and the fourth base, it's forfeit. Fourth base, it goes down. GG gets called, and Trigger, he bounces back. He takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Trigger does take a lead in the series. But again, it's an intense back and forth. Geralt had his own moments. Remember, he denied the fourth base. He was able to catch out the army with the stasis, of course, able to outtrade. But we saw that Trigger was able to counterattack thereafter, hit the fourth base, brought it down, and unfortunately, Geralt, he couldn't quite recover from there. When it came to the assault of the fourth base, as a reminder, Geralt, he was out of position. If you remember, his army was at the third base. He had to rotate over. By the time he did, I mean, the base was already on fire. Like, the base was already under fire, already going down. That was also the moments that, if you remember, Geralt's reinforcing warp-in was denied as well. As the pylon went down, denied the warp-in, and it was an uphill battle for Geralt. GG. GG, well played. Trigger takes the lead, and now we are jumping into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. Ooh. The rivalry, I'm here for it. Oh no. Ah no. As we are getting into our next game, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, down in the series. Can he bounce back? Can he force that ace match representing Streamer Zone? It is Geralt. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Blue Protoss player, the Canadian Protoss, representing Basilisk, leading the series 1-0. It is Trigger. There's no forgiving any one game. Ah, no. Let's go. As we are opening up, in regards to one-gate openers, considered to be unsafe and illegal here on Amygdala, so I can't imagine we're going to be opening up in an economic fashion. We'll keep an eye on our players here, as Geralt does move out with his probe. Our gateways are on the way. And there's that second gateway for Trigger, so 2-gate opener versus 2-gate opener. No crazy gate expands or Nexus first or any of those shenanigans. Not here, not this time. As my eyes are on this probe. Hello, Trigger. What's going on? What are we doing? Show us the pylon. Show us the proxy robo. There it is. Pylon gets thrown down. Now, for those that are curious, we actually saw Trigger proxy robo one-way Solin creator on this map. In this very position. This is Trigger's go-to. Pylon has been thrown down, Cybercore is on the way, and we are waiting for that robo. Until then, Geralt, he's scouting. He's scouting, he's checking. Geralt, he does notice that the pylon is not where it should be. He notices that it is missing, and we'll see if he can find it. We'll see if he can find a set of pylon. There's that robo. And I say he's noticing he has yet to recheck the main. Robo's on the way. Defensive robo out of Geralt. Good read. Playing safe. Robo in the main. And with that, he'll have his own robo production or immortal production available to him. Building up, we're getting there. It's always, it's always illegal. Ah, no. Ah, no. Oh, as Geralt, he does find it. There we go. Nice scouting here. Does check, does confirm. It does get eyes on the robo. At least now he's aware of what's going on. There we go. Safety. Shield battery in the mineral line. Ooh. Would have been in position for a proxy Stargate. Immortal production has begun. Second pylon as well to keep everything powered. This Trigger is reinforcing. It's going to be reinforcing. Here comes that War Prism. War Prism alongside it. Geralt's still building up. Gets his third gateway. I believe Trigger is on... Ooh, just a 2. There we go. Just a 2-gate setup for the time being. Third gateway now on the way. This Trigger is going to be pushing forward. Again, Trigger, he knows he got scouted. Geralt is ready here for that prism into the main. Speaking of, uh-oh. Trigger dips in. Oh! Takes a volley. Does pull out. Shields get triggered. No major losses from either side. No major losses yet. This Trigger, he rotates over. Goes for the gateway. Gateway is exposed, and it should go down. Not a bad start. Not a bad start for Trigger. Oh, nice control. Saves the Adept. And likewise trying to get within range here of that second gateway. And he is within range. Gateway taking a lot of hits. Ooh, does depower the robo though. Oh my god. Geralt, calm down. I apologize, I didn't notice. Neither did Trigger. He will repower. That's a massive pickoff though. That does lay the Immortals. I mean, it delays everything here. Yeah, the Prism is locked down. Uh-oh. Prism is locked down. Geralt, he breaks out. Again, every second counts here. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Geralt. He's going into a bay, going into disruptors. Trigger just now getting another Immortal. Things are looking a little bit dire here for Trigger, getting a robo back at home. We're waiting for that disruptor. Waiting for the Novas. Here we go. First disruptor has a right. Nova goes up. Oh no! Ooh, massive connection. Ay, ay, ay. The Prism too little too late. That was what, 2 sentries and an Adept going down. And no more force fields. That is brutal. No more force fields here for Trigger. He cannot look down the army. He cannot push in. We see Geralt. He confirms the robo is still depowered. And he moves out. He moves out across the map. Geralt, he's all over this. Man, he's crazy. Oh my god. Geralt. Yeah, Geralt, he expands. He breaks out. Is an army in position. Trigger, he deflects. Does deflect. Isn't taking a lot of damage. Mortals, they trade well. Oh! Catching out a Stalker. Almost getting the pylon. And Trigger flexing his control. And Trigger is going to be forced to expand. Where does he go from here? Another gateway alongside Blink. He's committing to a 2-base all-in. Sorry, 1-base all-in. Meant to say. He is committing. Geralt, meanwhile, expanding. I mean, the more disruptors he has, the better it's looking here for Geralt. So difficult to push into this kind of army. Trigger, he does expand. But that's a late expansion here. Trigger, he is behind. Gets a pylon. Doing what he can. Hallucination confirms that Trigger is expanding. Y'all should be feeling confident. He's up to 3 disruptors. As he moves out, Trigger, he comes back. Back into the main base. Oh. Denying mining time. Going for the shield battery. Yo, he races back home. Shield battery goes down. Ooh, Prism taking a little bit. Oh no! The Prism! There's no way out of this. The Prism goes down! Oh, that is not dead space. That's not a safe space, Pappy. Oh, no. And with that, that's 2 Immortals, that's the War Prism, brutal loss here for Trigger, that was not worth it, ay. Again, that corner of the map, it's not safe, Oh no. And May Geralt, he's looking to tie this up, looking to force that ace match. Building up more Immortals, his own Blink as well. That area has been catching a lot of players recently, actually. It was on Sunday when we casted SKillous versus Ryung. Ryung, he also tried to hide a medevac here and it just got shut down. Also happened with Ryung. Here today with Trigger. Trigger rotates, never goes off. Catches 1 Stalker. 2 more Novas. Geralt's a little bit Trigger happy. And we go for the dive. And Trigger, he goes for the dive, he blinks in. Boys are being pulled, takes down 1, takes down 2 Immortals, not bad. But the boys are tanking so many of those Immortal shots. Trigger goes for another blink, another dive. But Trigger, he's running out of units, he's running out of steam. There's almost nothing left here. GG gets called, and Geralt, he will take the game and tie up the series 1-1. Whew, GG. Geralt will tie this up. Alas, Trigger, he did have some momentum early on, but the winning move there. The winning move for Trigger, for Geralt was, of course, coming back from behind. Sniping the Robo, denying the Pylon, and depowering everything. Crazy moves. GG. GG, well played. As Geralt was able to shut down that proxy, able to shut down the Immortal production, and that leads us into the ace match. Let's go. Move this all the way into game 3. And we'll see how this story ends. I think it's a best of 5, if I'm not mistaken. It is all matches best of 3, only the qualifying match. The qualifying match is best of 5, at least according to Wikipedia. Oh wait, what? Oh. My apologies. My apologies here. I assumed that it was the #1 player to qualify, but it's actually top 2. My apologies. Okay, well, let's go. Let's go. We're jumping in. We're jumping in. Was that changed? I swear it wasn't. It didn't say that before. Am I crazy? Oh my god. But here we go. Sporting in the right-hand corner of Talisman, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Streamer Zone. Tying up the series 1-1. It is Geralt. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Canadian Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Basilisk. It is Trigger. Yeah, there was some confusion, if I recall correctly. Wikipedia said what? Okay. Yeah, so I was going off of Wikipedia. But it looks like, yes, you're correct. That has since been changed and adapted. Hopefully the players realize, I'll be honest, as this is a best of 5, not a best of 3. It's a best of 5. Because even the challenge says that the finals are a best of 5, but looks like we are adapting on the fly. Meanwhile, gas steal. Oh my god. What's been happening? Gas steal here by Geralt. Does take the gas geyser. Likewise, we have our gate expand set up here. Gate into Cybercore, into Nexus. From the side of Trigger. Geralt likewise doing the same. Gate expand. That's a Cybercore, not a second gateway. So economic openers from both players. Which is more viable here on Talisman. Go. Here we go. We are going to be knocking this down. This also means that I'm going to have to fix up the predictions, so I do apologize. All good, all good. So far, a big delay. We just see Geralt going for the Stargate before expansion. Going Stargate first. Trigger stuck on 1 gas. I mean, he can't quite afford it. Yeah, so big brain plays here by Geralt. Going for the gas steal, making sure he doesn't take up. There's that Nexus for Trigger. And Geralt, he can reign supreme here in the sky with that Oracle. Let's go. Also, welcome one and all to Talisman. This is a TLMC map. It's a TLMC map that we are featuring here in a lot of online events, whether it's events like the Big Store Monday, Sparkling Tunic Cup, Turtle Tussle as well. As Trigger, he does dip in for the Scout. Confirms the Stargate, confirms the Oracle. He knows what's coming his way. Trigger is aware. Likewise, Trigger with a Pylon block. Not bad. Denying mining time, delays the expansion. But we'll see if Trigger can maintain himself and defend against the Oracle. Here we go. It's due because Rainer declined. Oh, I see. But yeah, thank you, Azura. Thank you, Azura, for clearing that up. Do appreciate it. Baby. Which means, yeah, this is a qualifying match. Let's go. Qualifying match. Crazy. We'll make sure the players are aware as well. As Oracle dives into the main, stasis going up. The boys are pulled away just in time. So far, good reaction by Trigger. Second stasis. Oh, the layered stasis. Let's go. Gets 2. Do we get a 3rd? Show us what you got. Not quite. Not quite, as we do see Trigger is across the map. Knocking down that front door. Shield better be putting in a lot of work. Puts in a lot of work here. Trigger forcing his way up the ramp. The wall is not a wall. He gets in. Does slip in. Probe's going to be going down. He can 2 shots. Oh, he's going to get locked down though. He's going to get locked in. Forces the recall. And the Stalkers will escape. Does get out. Does pull away. From here, Trigger back to saturation. Trigger, he's up 10 workers. Remember, he had the faster natural. He had the better economy. And the Oracle did not do well enough. Did not allow Geralt to recover. And he's behind. He's behind here in the worker count. Even forced to make a safety Void Ray. Ay. Getting a bit of an overreaction here from Geralt. I mean, he was in danger, to be fair. But now Geralt, he's stuck at home. Trigger building up. He is building up. Likewise breaking out, so looking to expand, taking a third base. He will do so. Probe did fall. From here, just getting to his own blink timing. Blink is almost done. Geralt, he's behind when it comes to blink. He's down when it comes to his bases, his economy. It's just been a really rough start here for Geralt. And it looks like we are committing at least to a proxy across the map. Yeah, that's a massive gateway explosion. We have 4 gates on the way. That's going to be 6 in total. Sorry, 7 in total. So it's going to be a 2-base, 7-gate all-in here out of Geralt. It's going to be all or nothing. I say that, setting up for an expansion. But still, a lot of gates. And he's now moving out. He's getting ready for his push. And we'll see if he can catch that trigger off guard. See if we can catch him out. Likewise, knocking down those rocks. Does knock them down. Oh, both players do. Trigger moving in. Does move in, dives on the Void Ray. Void Ray goes down, Sage Traps behind this. Can Geralt bait him in? As he is being overwhelmed. And Trigger, he's got more Stalkers to reinforce. Does overwhelm the army. Up, he notices. Notices Stasis. And takes out both as well. Sage Traps, they do not connect. Trigger is going to be overwhelming. Breaks through, still maintains the greater army. Knocks down the proxy. And Geralt, he just cannot keep up. Not like this. Not anymore. GG gets called, and Trigger, he will take the game. We'll take a lead 2-1. GG. GG, well played. Whew, Trigger, he will take a lead 2-1. And again, we are being informed that this is going to be, yeah, best of 5. Best of 5. Let's go. Let us go. So Trigger takes the lead, but last we still have more games ahead of us. Beautiful, beautiful. So we are jumping into ley lines. And again, I believe Mon and SKillous, they are facing off over on PiG's channel as well. Oh, we're racing with our PvPs. Who's going to be done first? Let's go. There's no saying if both players are knocking down the rocks, then one of them is wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's, yeah, true, true. Oh. Oh. Never mind. We'll be back. We'll be back. Oh, good. As we are going to be remaking with the correct server this time. Of course, Trigger, he's in Korea at the moment. Living in Korea. Of course, Geralt in Europa. And here we go. This time we have our correct server and we are loading into ley lines. Let's go. Beautiful. Do we have any more invites available here for the PiG Sty Festival? I'm curious. I'm curious. For now, though, we are jumping in and spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines. We have our Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone down in the series. He has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. The pressure is on. It is Geralt. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the pink Protoss player, the pink Protoss himself from Atlanta, Canada, representing Basilisk. It is a Trigger. Here we go. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so it looks like all the invites have been finalized. We'll be going over the entirety of the player brackets or the player invites after the event. We'll get there. Don't you worry. Whew. But yeah, shout out to both Geralt and Trigger. I mean, to make it this far. Trigger, he took down Creator to make it to the qualifying match. Likewise, we had Geralt take down ShoWTimE as well. Like, two very big Protosses did fall before their hands, before their feet even. And now they're up against each other. 2-gate open out of Trigger. Likewise, 2-gate open out of Geralt. No crazy gate expansion shenanigans this time. Not this time. As we are facing off. Ooh, hello Trigger, as he does throw down the second pylon as a fake proxy pylon. Okay. Does throw it down. Does keep it hidden. And especially after cheesing previously in this series, the goal here is to mind game Geralt and to make him believe that there is a real proxy to force an overreaction and to force a response. Get into the mind of Geralt. Let's go home. Here we go. Here we go. Look at the bracket, it's best of 3s. This is a best of 5, so there was a... if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. You're scaring me, Pat. You're scaring me. As the probe does go down, Trigger does take the expansion. So far, so good. Setting up back at home. Likewise. Do you have our take of choice? Twilight Council on the way. Twilight Council is on the way. Also, can you guys ask PiG about... Uh-oh. Can you ask him about the match? About it being a best of 5? Because I think they played at a best of 3, right? Are we all on the same page? Because I believe SKillous and Mana, they just played a best of 3 instead.
Game paused.
Oh, as it looks like there's a little bit of lag. Sorry, I was otherwise distracted as well. Hold on, I'm listening to the stream.
So I guess these guys are playing the best of 5, which is cool. We can go check it out over there. See who's going to be the final player. SKillous does join it. Hey, Light. Yo, aren't the semis best of 5s because top 2 qualify? No, you guys did correct, Light. You guys did good. So what ended up happening is I don't think we put the info correctly in the bracket, or if we did...
Game resumed.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was just quickly asking PiG. I was a little bit concerned. We're good to go. We are good to go. Whew. As we are settling in. behind this building up our Robo. Likewise, Geralt taking his third. Third base is on the way. Likewise, Geralt working towards his own blink, calming things down. A bit of a more intense opener here. But we're settling in regardless. As Geralt will have the faster third base. And we'll see what Trigger can get done, as he's going to be the first to move out. He is moving out. Has the higher Stalker counts. His goal here is to apply pressure to the third base. Going for the third. Likewise, Geralt's out of position. Yeah, he's out of position. Pylon's going to go down. Not a bad pickup. Going for the Stalkers as well. Geralt, he's in trouble. Has to fall back. Does have to fall back. So far, greater concave here for Trigger. Does move in, and Geralt, he's in trouble. No, ooh, does have a shield battery, thankfully. Does have a shield battery. Back at home, at F's popping up. It's going to be 6 probe kills. Trigger falling behind the economy, but can he bring down the fourth? Can he not get down? Likewise, blinking away. Adepts still wreaking havoc. Adepts are cleaned up. And with that, Geralt takes a lead. He's up in workers. He saves the fourth base. And does survive. Whew. Not bad. Geralt does take a lead. Third base now on the way for Trigger. Third base is on the way. Trigger, he's reinforcing. The pressure is on. Pressure is on. Moving forward. Shield barrier's not ready. Trigger still up in Stalkers. With help of this Immortal, can Trigger break through? And he's going for the base, going for the expansion. Probe's going to be going down. Depth takes shade into the mineral line. And the Nexus will fall. Massive pickup, he can just keep going. And Trigger, he can keep pushing. Poison being pulled. Nice Immortal control so far. Does focus on the Stalkers. Immortal's taking a lot of hits though. Takes a lot of damage, does go down. And Trigger, he pulls away, but the damage has been done. Takes down the base, takes down 12 workers. Trigger takes a worker lead. And from here, all he has to do is just back off. Just back off, just retreat, just calm down. Just calm down, Papi. Pulls away. It's okay, keep playing best of 5. Yeah. I did ask Pig in the chat. I didn't get to hear his response fully, because we had to cast, of course. We have to go back. We're good to go. Good to go. Geralt moving in. Again, the pressure is on. He is behind. When behind, Dark Shrine. Dark Shrine is on the way. As they shade into the mineral line, they do cause a distraction. Geralt trying to catch out a Stalker. So far, unable to. Does get 4 probe kills. Does get 4 workers. Despite that, Trigger still maintains a lead. Still up in workers. Now working towards +1. Charge. Geralt does have that upgrade advantage. That is true. He's up in upgrades, but that may not matter. As Trigger, he has the Immortals. Has the Immortals. Moving through. Rotates over towards right hand side. Does rotate. No shield batteries. Uh-oh. No shield batteries, no defensive setup. Trigger dive on the army. Is up 4 Stalkers. Does almost Stalkers. He has Guardian Shield as well. Trigger, he can try to take this fight, but doesn't go for it. Doesn't go for it yet. Gets a 5th. I mean, the reality is that Trigger, he doesn't have to push in. Like, he's ahead. Like, he doesn't have to fight at the third base. He's chilling, he's fine. He's up in workers, now up in bases. He can just back off and reap those rewards. And calm down. Really, the pressure is on Geralt to move in instead. Geralt does rotate. Oh! Does rotate. Bleeds out a Stalker. Trigger now refining his army. The Dark Shrine, I believe, is done. DTs are available for Geralt. Alas, hasn't warped any yet. There's that Dark Shrine. Also for Trigger. Trigger DTs are warping in. Do we have any cannons? There is. One cannon here at the natural. Cannon not quite on the way in the main. And none here at the third either. But the natural might be all he needs. As it's going to be one Dark Templar. One Dark Templar, 2 Zealots. Make the way in. Geralt, he distracts. But oh my, Trigger, he's so quick. Oh my god. Sorry, 3 DTs. So they have different shapes on the prism. But with that, he does warp in. Shuts down the Dark Templar. Geralt moving in. Massive warp in. Warp it into the main. And Geralt, can he pull this off? Trying to pull Trigger apart. Warp in does complete. Probes are falling. Okay, 9 probe kills so far. Not bad. Geralt takes the lead. DT here at the natural. Cannon goes down. Cannon does fall. Prism warping as well. Again, this isn't bad damage here. Geralt doing well for himself. Does do well. Rotates through the center. Gets his 5th base. And amongst all that chaos, Geralt, he's bringing himself back into this. Does bring himself back in. So far, so good. As Trigger, he's still supply blocked, by the way. Oh my god, just now breaking out. Breaks out of the block. Oh, catches the Warpism. Looking at the supplies, Trigger, he still has that Stalker lead, even on Immortals. Slightly ahead on Zealots. It's not as clear cut. This Trigger is pushing. It does rotate in between the bases. There's shield batteries. Yeah, it does commit. Yeah, the Prism is here as well. He can reinforce. He can juggle back. So far, the Zealots, they do clash. DTs, they come in to reinforce as well. And is there any detection? No shot. No detection. The DTs! No shot. DTs, they just wreak havoc, and there's no detection whatsoever. Geralt, he cannot shut them down. The Absorbed Man is just too much. The DTs, they pop off. 0 detection. No shot. And with that, he does a Trigger. He breaks through the defensive line, takes down the third base as well. No observers, Fabi. There's a cannon here at the third base where the damage has been done. And Trigger, he takes it. He does take it. Never lucky. GG. And Trigger, he will take the series 3-1, qualifying for the PiG Sty Festival number 5. GG. GG, well played. Trigger, he will take it. Unfortunately, no observer with the main army, no setup there, and with that, the DTs, they did so much DPS on those Stalkers, on the Immortals as well. Did pop off, did break through. GG. GG, well played. Trigger, he will claim it, will advance on. Oh. We are done for today. We both spent all day casting. GG. GG, well played. GG, well played. Again, Geralt, he played well. He played so well here to make it this far. Remember, Geralt, who did he take down? He took down ShoWTimE. He brought down ShoWTimE of all players to make it to this series. Scrolling on over here, catching up on the bracket as a reminder. Also, a big shout out as well. A big shout out to All Hail Lulu in the chat. Thank you so much for the raid of 8. Do appreciate it. Hope you guys had a great stream. Hope you guys had a great ladder session. Heading on over here. Again, Geralt took down ShoWTimE. Big name, one of the best Protoss players in all of Europe, but Geralt brought him down, but did fall here in the qualifying match in the best of 5. Very close, though, did make a series out of it. And even here in this most recent, in the final game, Geralt, he had his own moments, right? He had his own strong moments. He was able to get economic damage. He was able to bounce back, cause chaos, supply block Trigger. He was coming back in that game. But and that final fight as well was very close. The supplies were neck and neck, but the DTs, the Dark Templar, they popped off. They were the deciding factor there. Tipped the scales in favor of Trigger as there was 0 detection with the main army. GG. GG, well played. Whew, and congratulations to both Trigger and SKillous as they will advance on and make it into the main event. Let's catch up on the main events, by the way. Let's catch up on the PiG Sty Festival number 5 as we quickly set up our scenes. I got you. Don't you worry. There we go. Bam. Okay, there we go. Whew, from the top. This is the main event. I believe the prize pool has not been updated yet. I believe it has been increased over time. Big shout out to PiG, of course, for hosting the event and for his community for funding the event as well. I believe they're around like over 7,000 USD so far for the prize pool, and it is going up and up over time. And I believe there's some stretch goals as well for the event, so do check out PiG's channel. Scrolling on down here, we have the invited players. Oh, there we go. We have the invited players. We have a classic hero, Max Pax, and Zaun. Ooh, some of the best Protoss players in the world are here. Likewise, we have Bunny, Björn, Clem, and Maru from the side of Terran. So we have 4 Protoss players, we have 4 Terran players, and we have 5 Zerg players: Dark, Rogue, Serral, Shin, and Solar. Raynor was also invited, but Raynor did decline the invite. Raynor, he did let us know that he is busy on the Rift. Raynor a little bit busy, a little bit preoccupied playing some League of Legends, so unfortunately unavailable. Kappa of course, but is unavailable unfortunately, and instead that is why we had an extra slot available in the qualifiers. Who made it through the qualifiers? Hero did win the Pigasaur Monday this morning, but alas, because he was already invited, he could not actually earn the spot, so it was given to Cure, who got 2nd place. So Cure, he does receive the invite from the Pigasaur Monday, and likewise, we just featured both Skillous and Trigger make it through the 2nd qualifier of the day. So in the end, we have 6 Protoss, 5 Terran, and 5 Zerg. Let's go. We do have some nice race representation here, some of the best in the world. I mean, I'd say some of the best players in the world. Like, who are we missing, right? Are we missing Raynor? I mean, like, you know, he's busy playing League of Legends. What can we do, Pappy? What can we do? Likewise, I would say that we're missing maybe ShoWTimE, but I mean, ShoWTimE, he played in the qualifier. He failed to qualify. You know, we have Skills and Trigger instead. They do make up for that. So we have the best players in the world ready for you here tonight. I say ready for you here tonight, ready for this main event, and it will be beginning in a week's time. I believe, scrolling up a little bit here, it does begin on the 27th of February, and it is going to be going on for the next, I believe, over 2 weeks. So for over 2 weeks, the event's going to be taking place. We have the group stage yet to be seeded. Keep your eyes on the social medias. Keep your eyes on Twitter and on PiG's Discord and on PiG's channel, as I'm sure they will be announcing the seeded groups. Oh boy. And we'll be going over the groups ourselves over the podcast, I'm sure, when they become available. So again, going to be a stacked event. This is going to be the next big online event in StarCraft. We, of course, started the year off with Little League Cup at Master Coliseum, followed by OC Season 12 Championship, followed by this, followed by the followed by the PiG Sty Festival as well. So this is the next big event that everyone is playing in. We have the group stage leading into the playoff bracket as well. It's going to be a lot of solid StarCraft here. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. Do check it out. It's going to be an amazing time, I'm sure. Oh boy. Coming into this, it's too soon for predictions, but we will be hosting predictions, I'm sure, during the podcast for the group stage. 100%. We'll be going through our predictions. Myself and Yaku, I mean. We'll be all over it. All over it. The man works so hard. He does. Like, Geralt, he's a very hard worker. And I mean, it shows, right? Like, it's one of those things where I hope Geralt isn't too discouraged, even though he didn't qualify, even though he didn't make it to the main event. I mean, as you mentioned, right? He beat ShoWTimE, right? There's no shame in that. There's no shame in going down to Trigger after beating ShoWTimE. Like, he had a really good showing, really good results, and I hope he's able to take something positive off of that scoreline and off of the series. Hope he's able to. 100%. I know that Geralt can be a little bit hard on himself. I know. Just because he's been improving a lot, but at times barely doesn't quite get the results that he wants or that he's looking for. But he's an amazing player. He's an amazing player. And here is there. Yeah, here. Sorry if I didn't make it clear. Here he's invited in, which is why he's crossed out here. He got invited. So you can't take 2 slots. Here he got greedy. He got greedy, man. A tournament with more than 2 Zergs, crazy. Well, the reality is that if they weren't invited, they wouldn't have made it through. Oh no. Oh no, we had to invite them to get them past the qualifiers. That's how we did it. Shout out to PiG. He knew, man. The only way to get them in. Rain has been kidnapped. The rift is too strong. I predict max packs. Este Yaco. But do you predict he wins? Not allowed to win twice. Not allowed. But otherwise, with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Thanks for tuning in. With that, we are wrapping up for the evening. A bit of a shorter broadcast here. I say that. No, 3 hours. Not bad for a broadcast. With that, we are going to be wrapping things up here. And up next, we have BAM! We have our lovely schedule, which was updated as well at the last minute. You can see the PiG Sty Festival. Let's go. But we have wrapped up today's broadcast here. Pigasaur Monday, sorry, Pigasaur Monday into the PiG Sty Festival. Just full of chanchito, full of pig today, papi. Oh my god. And over on Wednesday, tomorrow, in less than 24 hours time, we have the Code for Giants Cup. That is going to be in, what, 10-ish hours time, almost 11 hours time. We're going to be live with some Brazilian on Brazilians action here on the channel. It's going to be amazing, going to be beautiful. Likewise, we have Rebellion versus Homono, a best of 7 show match on Thursday. We have the podcast on Thursday evening as well. We have the OSC Season 12 Championship on Friday, Lil League Cup, Amantes de StarCraft, more OSC, SDO, and STC as well. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft on the channel. And yeah, if you see something that you like, if you can't watch it live, check us out on YouTube, YouTube, socials in the chat. You will get a link to our YouTube channel alongside everything else. We do upload on YouTube on a daily basis, so if you can't watch us live, bam, YouTube is the place to be. All the VODs are there, all the content is there. Check it out. Do check it out. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go get some food, I'm gonna go get some rest, I'm gonna go get ready here for Code for Giants Cup tomorrow. We only have 1 cast tomorrow. We do plan on having a Final Fantasy stream in the evening, and maybe a ladder session as well. I might just do Code for Giants Cup into ladder into Final Fantasy. That may be the plan. I may, of course, a break in between, but yeah. So far, our current schedule for the CranKy Ducklings is we leave Wednesday evenings off. If I wanted to, I could cast even more stock. Pappy, you know me. I'll cast. I'll put an event there. But we do want to at least leave 1 evening free. We want to slow things down a little bit. Casting 24/7 is maybe not the best thing in the world for one psyche. Maybe not the best thing. So we want to have at least half a day off a week. That's the plan. Not even 1 day off a week, half a day off. That's the plan here on the CranKy Ducklings. Let's go. So there we go. You're having some rest. Yeah, half a day. It is important. There you go. True. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to be heading off, and stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live at the moment? Who can we send everyone over to? Let us double check the directory here. Who is live? We have Wardy, he's casting his Wardy TV February event. We have Hearthstone, he's live currently as well. We have Sort of playing AoE 4. We have Loco playing Age of Mythology. I still haven't played the Age of Mythology remaster. I want to though. Sal is asleep. Rex is casting. Who else is live? We can give some love to Wardy. I know that Wardy, he gave us a raid yesterday. Yeah, we'll give some love to Wardy. He gave us a raid yesterday, so Wardy, I believe he is now beginning his own event. He's going to be, of course, covering his own Wardy TV February, the group stage, so do check it out. Some more StarCraft is ahead of us. Do check it out, and yeah, with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, thanks for the support. If you want to support us monetarily, you can do so via Patreon, !Patreon in the chat, and you get a link to our Patreon channel. We do use that Patreon to fund our events. You can see them here before you. Bam! SDO, STC, MSO. We host 3 events on a regular basis, all funded via Patreon. If you want to help support those tournaments, if you want to help support the community, you can do so via Patreon as well. Otherwise, thank you. Thank you so much to all of our subscribers. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. Thank you so much to all of our YouTube members. And thank you for watching. Hope you had a great time. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your night. And we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Take care, Papi. Take care. Ciao, Papi. Ciao.